Does everything seem plain and boring to you? We know a few easy ways of how to change it.
In our tutorial, we'll show an unusual method of dyeing fabric using ice. Lay a protecting cover. Take a tray. Put some kind of grid over it. We'll use a plastic sink mat. The melted water will flow down to the tray through the grid holes. Prepare the cloth for dyeing by soaking in a warm soda solution for 10 to 15 minutes. Take a spoonful of baking soda per 1/4 gallon of water. Soda acts as a natural color locker. Squeeze the fabric thoroughly afterwards. Prepare the ice cubes. Attach it with a ribbon. Place the wet cloth onto the grid. Crumple and twist at random. The more folds and wrinkles there are on the fabric, the more intricate the pattern will be. Put the ice cubes in a pile on top of the cloth. Sprinkle the ice with a powdered dye. We are using indigo aniline, but you can combine several different colors or one color shade depending on the effect you want to achieve. When the ice melts, the dye gradually soaks the fabric, flowing down into the wrinkles and creating an unpredictable, unique pattern. After several hours, you can rinse the cloth under running water and dry. The fabric is ready. What an amazingly beautiful marbled pattern we get! Heat treatment is another way to lock the color. Iron the cloth on a proper setting. Done! Try to dye a white top or tunic and you'll get a stylish, unique piece of clothing. In our tutorial, we'll dye a cloth in shibori technique quickly and easily. We'll need natural cloth, as it is best fit for dyeing, twine or elastic bands, baking soda, powdered dye, latex gloves, and a bowl for dyeing. If you don't have twine or elastic, you can use a strong thread. Prepare a color locker by dissolving a spoonful of soda in a 1/4 gallon of warm water. Submerge the cloth and hold under for 15 minutes. Take a cardstock tube. Wrap the dry fabric around it. Bind tight with a strong thread. Try to use threads of different thickness, adding twine. Secure the end. Gather the cloth to the center. Take another tube of a smaller diameter. Wrap the cloth on a diagonal. And bind with elastic bands. Now, you can dye the fabric. Dissolve a bit of dye in a glass of water. The more dye you add, the darker color you get. You can get an intricate pattern by using watercolor. Wear gloves. Color the cloth with a dry brush. This method allows you to control how much dye to add. Try to leave some areas uncolored. Dye the other cloth in the same way. As you can see, the brush bristles create unique patterns as well. Try to change the color brightness. When the fabric is dry, you can remove the threads and elastics. A true handmade magic. Let's see what we've got here. Storm at sea. Arashi is the Japanese word for storm. Iron the cloth to lock the color. We've got unique stylish accessories.
Have you got a blank white t-shirt in your closet? Let's transform it into a bright and colorful outfit. Let's get started with a template. Draw a monstera leaf. It looks pretty fabulous as a clothes pattern. Outline a heart shape upside down. Define the monstera leaf curves. Cut out carefully following the outline. Put the leaf aside. We'll need the stencil. Tape the cut. Lay the t-shirt on the flat surface and smooth it out. Choose the place to paint the leaf. Place a piece of plastic or a mat inside your shirt to prevent it from transferring the paint to the back. Press over the stencil with one hand. Paint it pink with the other. Use acrylic paint to get the monstera leaf. Define it with a brush if needed. Choose another color to make more leaves. Mix green and yellow. Enjoy watching the color being mixed. It's really gorgeous. Paint the leaf with a smooth color. Add some details with the brush. Oh, it still looks pretty bare. The monstera pattern is so beautiful, we can't help adding more green leaves. Let's see what we've got. Wow! It looks like a jungle! To make sure the colors will last for a long time, as bright and pretty as they are now, iron the shirt for a couple of minutes on the wrong side. The acrylic paint will never wash off after this procedure. It's a lovely t-shirt for summer. You'll definitely enjoy wearing it on hot, sunny days. Do you want to transform your plain white shirt into a vivid piece of clothing? Plant cactuses in your pocket. You'll manage to add color and it won't be too much. Turn the pocket into a color accent of the shirt. Draw a picture. Let it be of cactuses popping out of the pocket. It's a whole cactus family. Make them of a simple shape. Place a piece of plastic under the image to prevent painting the back. To avoid getting one color stain instead of several individual cactuses, paint each one in the separate shade of green. Paint the pocket pink. Add a yellow flower to the plant top. Define the outline with the black marker. Add some details. Make the cactuses prickly. Make the outline black. Don't define the top. We've got this decoration idea reminding us of famous Hawaiian shirts. So we took a piece of tropical pattern and decorated the pocket, leaving the rest untouched. And the result is gorgeous. A smart shirt with a colored accent. Are you into a galaxy pattern for clothes? Then we're sure you'll find the next life hack absolutely awesome. You'll need only paint and a brush and a bit of patience. Lay out a black t-shirt on the table. Take a thin brush and white acrylic paint. Draw the planets. The striped Jupiter, the famous ringed Saturn planet, and there will be the sun here. The solar wind is taking off its fiery surface. Let's launch a rocket. Let it travel among the planets. There should be stars in the galaxy. Add a tail to get a comet. Add another planet. Paint craters. It may be Mars or the Earth satellite, the Moon. We've got a whole galaxy with its stars, planets, comets, and rockets. It's a simple monochrome painting. When dry, remember to set the color by ironing the t-shirt on the wrong side. This is a quick and easy way to transform your plain black t-shirt into the outstanding galaxy. It's a low-cost and extremely entertaining clothes decoration method. Take your paint and follow your imagination.
Our today's project is about how to tie-dye a piece of cloth quickly and easily using turmeric. We'll need cloth for dyeing, a sewing needle, threads, and a spoonful of turmeric powder. Prepare the fabric first. Sew the fabric with several running stitches across the entire length. You may use threads of different thickness to get an unusual pattern. Bind the cloth very tight, pulling the ends of the thread. Secure by knotting. Pull up other threads in the same way. We've got a funny caterpillar-shaped cloth piece. Let's try another method. Crumple the fabric. Wrap around with twine or strong nylon thread, binding as tight as possible. Secure with a knot. Dissolve the turmeric powder in a 1/4 gallon of very hot water. Submerge the material. The longer it is held in the dye, the darker the color will be. In an hour, the color is bright enough. Let's see what we've got. You should note that after drying and heat treatment, the fabric color may become lighter. Cool! We've got an absolutely unpredictable pattern. You can tie-dye anything from a t-shirt up to a tablecloth to get a unique piece with an intricate pattern. We hope our tutorial has inspired you to try this unusual tie-dye technique. In our today's tutorial, we'll dye fabric in the Namaki Shibori technique. We'll need a bowl of water for dyeing, indigo dye, cloth, threads, pebbles, and latex gloves. Take natural cloth as it is best for dyeing. The pebbles are most important in this tie-dye method. It is the stones bound into the fabric that will create an unpredictable pattern. Wrap a pebble tightly. Wind around with a thread, attaching it thoroughly. Use stones of different shapes and sizes. You can tie knots at random or try to make a composition. Done! Now we can start dyeing. Put on gloves. If you don't have a special dye, you can use blue ink. Indigo is a traditional color for the Shibori technique. Add some to the bowl of water and let it dissolve without mixing. Submerge the fabric into the water. If you use a dye, follow the instructions as far as the dyeing time. In the case you're using ink, hold the cloth under for 2 to 3 hours. We have rinsed the fabric under the running water. It's now transparent, meaning there's no excess dye. We've got a beautiful soft blue shade. Now we need to lock the color. We can use vinegar as a natural locker at the finishing step, or you can hold the fabric in a soda solution before the dyeing. Wring out and dry the cloth afterwards. Now, the most exciting moment, untying the knots. Another way of locking the color is heat treatment. Iron the cloth on a proper setting. If you have a friend who is fond of stylish accessories, this unique tie-dye cloth will be a perfect gift for her. You can use this original Shibori method to dye fabric for clothing or interior design textiles. Be sure to watch our latest tutorials and feel free to leave your comments. Join us and subscribe to our channel to see the newest projects of DIY interior decorations and accessories.